Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. My name's Lucy and I am the creator behind Lulu's Crochet and More down in Devon. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Welcome to Pure Chaos, basically. This channel is unscripted and off the cuff and sometimes makes sense and sometimes doesn't. And sorry if I'm rustling, I unpacked a yarn order and there's chaos underneath me. Anyway, I missed a video last week because it is the school holidays, and when it's the school holidays, things are even more chaotic than normal over here. But I have got a few things to talk to you about and some things to show you, and you might notice that my yarn shelves are looking a little bit happier. I've taken some yarn out because I was doing some things this morning that I will show you, but we're going to get straight in with some market recaps. So I have had 3 in the last 3 weeks. So I'm very behind with my market recaps because I was filming other fun things that were much more exciting than these last 3 craft fairs, or events, I should say. So we'll go from the furthest away to the nearest. So that was in Hatherley, which is about 45 to 50 minutes away from me. And it was a lovely event. I did it at Christmas. It's in a beautiful setting and they specialise in holding classes and workshops for people with learning disabilities. So it's for a really, really good cause. And like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful setting. So it's a farm and the event was outside this time. Last time it was in the barn. And they've got lots of sensory wonderful things in the garden. It was beautiful, but it wasn't great. It was an all-day event, so I think we got there at 9. It might even have been earlier, and I think we left at 4, so it was a long day, and it was windy, which was an interesting time. Only in the last hour and a half. But I forgot my weights for my gazebo, so Iz and I were literally holding on to the gazebo for parts of it, which made it entertaining, but it wasn't ideal. Anyway, I'm going to go through what sold and how much I took and how much the table was. I haven't worked out my fuel costs. I don't tend to do that on this channel, and I usually factor my cost of materials into how much I'm selling the plushie for. So anyway, I'm going to just go through what sold in what order. So there's a couple of duplicates here, not many. So sold 1 pair of earrings for £3, 2 bracelets for £5, 1 mystery box with a plushie in for £6, 1 pickle, 1 medium-sized bee for £8. Sorry, the pickle was £4. Medium-sized bee for £8, a small cat for £5, a duck in a hat for £4, a medium cat for £8, turtle for £8, T-Rex for £8, booty turtle for £8, another duck in hat for £4, another small mystery box for £6, one of my octopus for £15, a chubby dino for £12, and that was fun because that lady, she couldn't decide which one she wanted, so she was there for a little while. 2 more pickles for, £8, 2 bracelets for £5, a popping mushroom for £5, and then I had a lady message me after the event who had bought some things, and she bought a voodoo doll, a chicken nugget and an egg for £24. So I've added that onto the total because it was from the same event. So I made a grand total of £142 and my table was £10. So I came away roughly with £132. Not too bad, but it was all day. And I have made quadruple that in 3 hours, so if we're going to go off it that way, not great. The next event I did was at Brentor, and that was advertised as a family fun day, as was the Hatherley event. So yeah, it was advertised as a family fun day with a dog show and family games, traditional games like Splat the Rat, which my son did play, which was great. They also had a car boot at the same time. In my head, at the time of booking it, I was like, oh, that's great because people will be going to the car boot. Yeah, No, people were going to the car boot because they were looking for a bargain, which meant that they weren't looking to spend money with the stall holders. Yeah, so there were six or seven of us. Nobody did great. I had one person one side of me who was selling concrete garden ornaments. In fact, Isabella bought one. Sorry to get so close. So selling these, and he was selling them so cheap. That was £1. That would be like at least 10, I reckon, in a garden centre. Anyway, so he had a steady flock of people. So him and his wife, they did pretty well, and their granddaughter was there, and she was making a song and dance, and come and get your garden ornaments, that sort of thing. So she was cute and was attracting more people in. The person the other side of me was selling knitted clothing and something else. I can't remember what the other thing was, and she didn't make a single sale. So yeah, that was, well, it felt like it was all day. We had to be there for 8:30 to set up. It started at 10 and it finished at 3. So it was only 5 hours of the actual event, but oh my God, it felt like it went on forever. Anyway, again, I've written down in order of what I sold. So we sold a chicken for 6, a flower baby for 5, a pickle for 4, duck in hat for 4, popping mushroom for 5, 2 marshmallows, £6 each, and they are actually my new marshmallows. I don't have one here, but I remade the original marshmallow in the Yarnsmith chenille, tested it, I set fire to it and everything. That sauce is amazing, it just melts. But anyway, yeah, so they have been tested, and I sold 2. I only took 4, so that was quite good. Anyway, that was somebody who was there for quite a while. She couldn't make her mind up about what she wanted, so that was quite a fun experience. Another duck in a frog hat for 4, 1 pair of earrings for £2.50. We sell them £3 a pair or 2 for 5, but 1 pair was a pair that I'd made and 1 pair was a pair that my daughter had made, so we just split it down the middle, and 1 stingray for £6, and that was it. So we made £48.50 in a 5-hour event, and the table cost £10. So actually we only made £38.50, and that was, I think that was half an hour drive away, so yay. And then my most recent event was last Saturday, and that was at Liam, and that was 10 till 3, so another 5-hour event. Yeah, again, I'll just go through my amazing list of sales. There are 6. So sold a dragon for 12, an octo for 15, and they were both to a fellow vendor. 2 small mystery boxes for £12, so £6 each. A chicken nugget for 4, a little chick bird for 4, and a capybara for 5, for a grand total of £52. That table was free, thank goodness. But still not great. That's £10 an hour. That's less than minimum wage. And rental we just won't even talk about. So yeah, so 3 events, very mixed. None of them were great if you're going to go how much it would be per hour. None of them are great. But they're done. It's done. I've got no more markets this month. We are in August. So I have decided that I am just going to make whatever I feel like making. I'm not going to set myself a list, which is what I normally do, because there's no point. I'm not low on anything, really. I mean, I've got 1 voodoo doll left. I might make some more of those if I feel like it. It is literally just going to be what I want to make. So that's exactly what I've done. I did set myself a further Instagram challenge, as you may remember from a previous video. So it's the Share the Love Instagram challenge, where you make 5 things that are new to you, you tag the designers, you like and follow them, and then you share it on socials. So I share it on YouTube because I just find it easier. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry, the bag was tickling my feet and it made me feel like there were things crawling on me and I didn't like it. So yes, share the Love Instagram challenge. So I said last time that I thought I was going to do a food theme. I didn't. I ended up doing a bird theme. I I don't know why, I just decided that I needed to have a theme, and something that I've wanted to make for a very, very, very long time, but never kind of plucked up the courage to do because it's had quite mixed reviews when it has been made, is this guy. It's a sleepy goose, and it has long leggies, and it has fluff on it. It has a floppy head, and a little sleepy little face. So cute, so cute. So this was the first. Was it the first? Yeah, it was. It was the first thing I made, and I literally was just there like, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. It is a bit tricky. It's not, but it is. Like, the pattern itself is written really, really well and really, really easy to follow. The only thing is the neck, when you make it, I can't work out if the designers literally just went round and round and round and round and started and finished where they started and finished, if that makes sense. So you had a straight line from their last stitch of the round before the neck, and then the first stitch of the round after the neck. Or if they did what I do, which is I put a piece of thread and use that as a stitch marker, so every time I get to the end I pop it, and then you end up with a diagonal, which tends to be standard of most multiple increases. It does tend to finish like staggered. Does that make sense? I'm probably not making any sense, but in my head I know what I mean. So yeah, when you get to the end of the neck, it's like, make sure that your stitch marker is in a certain place, which I thought I did, but then when you go to make the head, there are increases on the top of the head, and the bottom of the head's supposed to be flat, and mine on both, I've made two, on both of them is sort of like that, so you kind of have to manipulate it slightly, which is fine, and actually I think adds to the fun of it. But I can understand why people got confused, and it's not until you start stuffing it that you get the bulge, and I still don't know whether my bulge is on the right side or not, but I think it looks cute with the tail sticking up, so that's what I've done. So yeah, that is the Sleepy Goose pattern on Instagram by crochet underscore crochet, cone crochet, and Daria underscore handmade. I love it. So Sleepy Goose, and then you can also oh, you can see the head thingy on this a bit more. Make a mallard. Can you see? You have to break its neck to get it flat again. So I've made the mallard again with the tail pointing up, and then there is also a flamingo variation, which is on my list of things to do. Probably not anytime soon, but I will get around to it, because I love them, and they're just the perfect sort of over the shoulder snuggly size. So I've understuffed them so they're not too, I don't know what that was, they're not too firm. So yeah, Sleepy Goose / Mallard. Mallard is bigger than Sleepy Goose. If we're going to go off the actual dimensions of birds, not quite right, but never mind. Excuse me. So the next thing is Chubby Chick, also on Instagram by, I always say this wrong, Chanel's underscore crochet. I will put pictures up and link everything. So this was 3 variations. Basically, it's a duck in a hat, but there was a strawberry. So I have done this guy. He's really cute, and I think Lainey from Penny Pot Cottage and Nicole from Be a Flamingo have both made this pattern as well. It is really cute. I don't think I could sell it. I don't think I'd have the audience for it because of how long it took. It didn't take forever, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like a massive amount of time, but it was enough time that I don't think I could charge my time for it. But it's cute. So he's going to go on my shelving, and I will have a think and decide. I'll make another one, a time myself, and just go from there. He's covered, sorry, he's just covered in fluff. But it's very, very cute, and I love the hat, and I love how they did the strawberry leaves. I sewed mine down. In the picture they are sticking up, but I don't like to have anything that little people can really grab hold of and potentially pull off. So I sewed it down, because that's just how I am. I then made the little chicken, which is on Instagram. These are all on Instagram. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm really not sure how to pronounce the creator. So it's miziaki.z.innej, INNEJ.PAKI. and it's a tiny, look at it, it's a tiny chicken. This took minutes to make. It's so cute. It's an no-sew. So you make the body and then you surface crochet the comb on afterwards. It's like 6 rounds, and I think for like a little pocket money price, I honestly think I could charge like £3 for this, like nothing. It's so cute. I am going to be making more. I think I put the beak slightly too low, so it looks a bit like lips. I don't know why. So yeah, if I make it again, I will put the beak a little bit further up, but I love it. It's cute, quick, easy, very, very sweet. We then have the Bobo the Baby Chick by Hook Crochet Co. And this is a little chick in an egg. So you can take the little chick out. It's just so adorable. So this I made in, oh, my brain went, Yarnsmith Chenille and Woolen's Bunny Baby, because I don't have any orange in the Yarnsmiths. And actually I've just done an order and I didn't order any, so that was stupid, wasn't it? But anyway, so that's this little guy. And again, I actually think I might make some of him. Well, do I need to make any of him? Because I have the other ones. I probably won't. I've changed my mind instantly. But yeah, so that is the little chick. And then the egg comes in 2 parts. So you make the bottom, you make the top. And it is supposed to just sit separate, but I actually sewed it together so that you have an actual, you won't lose parts of it, basically. I haven't sewn the ends in. Naughty. But anyway, so yeah, that's him. It's very cute. Very, very cute. I'm not sure how you test the egg. I'm guessing I would just do one weight there and one weight there and just make sure that my sewing was okay. And then obviously this little guy, you'd need to test the wings and the top and the bottom. So sweet. He's so sweet. I really, really, really like him. So I'm thinking I might make some of these next Easter, because I think they'd be cute in a little Easter basket. I think I've forgotten to take my tablets. I've got the shakes. Yes, I have. I've forgotten to take my tablets. Just, you know, in case you wanted to know why I'm like that. Anyway, the last thing is something that has been made, I know for a fact, by Coastal Crochet UK and Be a Flamingo. And that is the Seagull by MLP Creates. So I made this in chenille. I shouldn't have. So it's so funny. Excuse me, I'm getting a cold. Yeah, so I made this in the Yarnsmith Chenille and Yummy. And I love it, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. But it's so small. It's so cute. Took no time at all. Very, very low sew. I think from what I can remember, all you do is sew on the wings, and I'm sure there's a way that you could actually just crochet them in. In fact, looking at it, I'm pretty sure you could crochet them in. But sometimes I prefer sewing things on. They're pretty on there. The beak you crochet in the round, and the legs you surface crochet, I believe. Yeah. Or you crochet them around. I can't remember. It's been a while since I made him. He's so cute. I love it. I didn't have enough white at the time after making my goose to make one in the Snug as a Bug. So that is something that I am going to go back and do. I might do that today, actually, because I'm just doing what I want to. So yeah, so that is that little guy. And like I said, that is by MLP Creates. So cute. I love it. I just love it. So he's definitely going to be coming to market with me at some point. Need to test him. Haven't tested any of these guys yet, but so cute. Look at him. So sweet. I really do have the shakes. just yeah. Anyway, we're going to carry on. We're going to power through. What else? So I got to do a pattern test. Very exciting. I applied on Instagram. And I got chosen, and there was a lovely little group of us. Had a lot of back and forth, showing each other the colours that we were using, the yarns that we were using. Sparked an interesting, not debate, but chat about tension. So I made 4 of these. I've sold one, which was the dragon that I sold at my last craft fair. Now, the first one I made, I used Flutterby Did I use Flutterby? Yes, I used Flutterby. Because I love Flutterby, and I should have read through the whole pattern first, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. So anyway, I decided to use Flutterby. I've stuck some safety eyes in. This guy is not ever going to be sold. He is for my daughter. And the reason that I'm making a point of that is I tried to use, I want to say 8mm eyes, and you have to put them through a bubble and they instantly popped out, like bacchanal. I wasn't even weight testing it, they just popped out. I was like, oh, fantastic. So I ended up putting 12mm eyes in, which are too big. But the whole dragon itself is tiny. Look at it. It's like a little, it's an actual pocket dragon that would fit in your pocket. It's so sweet though. Look at it. I went off kilter a little bit because I hadn't read through the whole pattern first. And with other dragon patterns I made, you do the horns in a different colour. So I did them in white and then did all of the other details in the dark blue. It's no-sew, completely no-sew. It's also free and no-sew. Can't go wrong. So yeah, so this is Artie the mini dragon in Flutterby. And the debate or comment was that the creator had made all of hers in Flutterby and they were twice the size. So I mean, I've always said that my tension is tight. I didn't realise it was that tight. But it's so sweet, and Isabella has stolen him. But I love him. He's so cute. So I went on and I made another one in Snug. It's a much happier size. Now, the other reason that this guy wouldn't ever go to market is I couldn't charge what I'd need to charge for the time, because he doesn't take forever, but he takes enough time that he's over £10. I like my bigger items to be over £10, but also feel like a bargain, if that makes sense, which is why we love the Snug, because it works up so quick and nice big items for the time. Anyway, I gave him safety eyes. They're not going anywhere. They are the Macunia, the old ones, because apparently they're now not safe to use anymore. So I'm not going to buy any more, obviously. I'm allowed to use the ones I've already got because they're certified, but the new ones that are coming out are not. Anyway, he has safety eyes, and he has lovely purple safety eyes. And he is my water dragon or forest dragon. I haven't decided yet, because actually this is called forest floor, but whenever I look at it I think of water. I don't know why. Maybe it's because our seas over here aren't crystal clear, but they're more kind of like greeny blue than bluey blue. Does that make sense? I don't know, you tell me. People from the UK, would you agree that we're greeny blue rather than bluey blue? So yeah, so I love him. So he was the first one I made with safety eyes. I then, whilst I was at the Brentor fair, made this one, and he has sewn on eyes. Fire dragon. And then I made a purple variation, so light and dark purple, and that's the one that sold on Saturday, and that one had safety eyes as well. And I do think actually going forward I am just going to do the safety eyes because sewn. What did I say? The purple one had sewn on eyes. If I said safety eyes, I was wrong. I prefer almost the sewn on eyes. I like. So yeah, that is Artie the Mini Dragon by My Crochet Corner UK, and that is free, no sew, on Instagram, and I love them. I think they're great. I think I'm probably going to end up with a whole army of them. I want to remake the purple one because I miss it already, because I do get attached to my items. Sorry, it's out on the edge of the chair and my bottom has gone a bit numb. So yes, 4 but 3 but 2 left, if that makes any sense to anybody. I then decided that I was going to go back on my I'm going to make what I want kick. And last year I made a jellyfish, and I wanted to make it Halloween themed, so it was a pumpkin themed jellyfish. And this was designed, I've written everything down, check me out, except for I haven't. Have I? Where are you? Yes, I have. By Cheerful Coyote. on Ribbler. And she did a standard jellyfish and then a pumpkin modification and then a couple of fruit modifications. So I made the pumpkin one last year, tested it. I had a hell of a trouble testing the tentacles. And I've now realised the reason I had such trouble was because I was using the wrong weight. I was using 9.2 and it should have been 7.2. 9.2 is for the eyes. So I've made another one. I haven't tested this guy yet. I have high hopes. High hopes. I've got some. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? No, they're higher up. Hold on a minute. If I just... There. Can you see? There. It's my little row of jellies. I was obsessed. I really, really enjoyed the pattern when I tested it. This was years ago that I actually tested it. And then obviously last year when I tried to make the pumpkin one. And I made all the variations. I think within a day, I was just blown. It's a quick pattern. I just loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the tentacles. I loved everything. So he's alive. I need to take my tablets. I've gone crazy. I've made a blueberry one. That's really cute. And I sewed the eyes on because I couldn't figure out where to put them if I was going to use safety eyes. And actually, I don't care. I love them. I think they're great. I did the simple tentacles, which is basically chaining and then double crocheting back in, I think. It's free on Ribbler. Oh, they're cute. So yeah, I made the jellyfish one. Oh my god, I made the blueberry one. I am going to go back and I'm going to make a strawberry one. When I originally did it, I didn't have red, and actually I didn't even use compliant yarn because this was years ago. I used Aldi baby yarn and there was no red, so I did it in pink. And actually it was very cute, but I have red in compliant yarn, so I'm going to do another one at some point as a strawberry. So that is my blueberry jellyfish. I then made some rats. I've jumped on the rat train, but this isn't the QB crate. It's not that pattern. This is Ribbler. Again, a free pattern, I believe. Again, I tested this a long time ago. Actually advertised as a mouse. I think it's free because I tested it. I'm not sure. When you test the patterns, they give you them, which is lovely. I love doing pattern tests. I haven't done any for ages. The dragon was the first one I've done in quite a long time. But anyway, mouse. I read back through the pattern and parts of it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because I wasn't really focusing. I had Isabella and her boyfriend here and I was watching Fantastic Beasts at the same time, so I was a bit distracted. So it was probably my error, but I ended up modifying it and writing it down and I ended up making 3. Yeah, so the original one has gone walkabouts. I made one in brown. Don't know where he's gone, but we have a white one and a grey one, and Isabella agreed that they could be rats, so I am calling them rats because rats are really popular at the minute. So yeah, 2 of those. Like I said, I don't know where the brown one's gone. And then the last thing that I decided to make on a whim was this morning, based off of my love for this guy but him being a bit too big, is I've made some fruit ducks. So I have adjusted the good old duck in a hat pattern for the I don't even know how manyth time, and we have a strawberry duck. I just need to put his seeds on, and a blueberry one. It's so cute. I love it. I want to do more, but I can't think of anything other than an orange. So give me ideas, because obviously I couldn't, well, I could do, but I couldn't do a lemon because then he'd be all yellow. He looks like he's wearing a top hat or a chimney. I'm not sure about him. Is thought he was cute, but yeah, so we've got 2 little fruit ducks. Why not? And I also tested out a new colour for my cats, which actually went to the Hatherley market, and they were the 2 cats that sold. So I've remade them, and this is using, because of course it is, the clearance yarn from Wool Warehouse, the Snug as a Bug clearance yarn. So I ordered more of it because I don't want to run out. I ended up ordering 2 more balls right there. I haven't finished the first ball yet, but these were popular. Haven't sold one since, of course, but they were popular. And that is, look, they're pink. Aren't they cute? They look like little sprinkles. And yeah, the little girls really liked those. So that is the small cat. That's the medium one. I haven't done a large because I can't sell my large cats. I don't know why. Nobody wants them. So I'm not making any more. Oh no, don't put you in there. You're for Isabella. So yeah, I'm not making any more basically until they start to sell, which I don't think they're going to. I think I'm going to have to end up giving them as Christmas presents to people. Never mind. But I think that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. So I shall close my book. We shall close on another chapter. Plans, I don't have any. Like I said, I'm just going to make what I want to make when I feel like it. And then if I decide I like the pattern enough, I'm going to test it. I don't have another craft fair until September. I want to say the 18th. Not sure. Unfortunately, the same venue as last week. I have 3. I booked and paid for 3 before I did this one. Like an absolute idiot. I'd only ever done it once before. And that one time, I did quite well. So, whoops. So yeah, I've only got 5 markets booked at the minute. So 3 there. 1 that I've only done once before. And then 1 Christmas market already booked, which I did last year, which was really good. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm on the hunt for a couple of events, possibly. I spoke to somebody at a previous event who is an event organizer, and she's put my name down. I had somebody else take her business card and say they'd be in contact. They haven't been, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. But like I said, I'm just going to go back to enjoying what I'm doing rather than forcing myself to do things that I don't particularly want to do. I do want to make some more octopus though, because I love making them. I want to do some in that pink that I just showed you, which I've now buried. That sprinkles pink, I'm going to call it. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember that one. Sherbet Fizz, I want to say. Yeah, I want to make one in that. And possibly, in fact, definitely another pink striped one, because I have none of those left. The ones that aren't selling are the brown variations. The forest floor, that's sold. I've got 1 of those left, but that sold like straight away. I think I had 3 of those and I've only got 1 left. So yeah, I need to make some more. Not need to, I'd like to. I enjoy those still at the minute. I want to obviously make some more of the dragons. And just have a play around. Go through my Instagram saved list and have some fun with it all, and enjoy myself and not put any pressure on myself. You know, if I make something and I don't want to test it, then it will just sit on my shelf until I do. Yeah, I'm just going to have fun again and share new makes with you. So don't expect everything that I show you in the next couple of videos to be ready to go. I'm going to go back to how I used to be, which is making all the things and then putting them in a box and eventually getting around to testing them. I still got things. I found a load of stuff the other day that I think has gone through the first round of testing, but I can't remember, which is great. So, I mean, I could test it all and wash it again. It would be fine to test again, if that makes sense. Oh, drippy. 1 sec. I'm a mess today. Let's just say it how it is. But yeah, and she immediately chokes. I've got a few bits that I think I've done the first round of testing, but I might just do the first round of testing again because I'm not 100% sure. And I don't even know if I want to make them. That's probably why they're still there, just sat there collecting dust. I've also got things that I've tested that I haven't actually then gone on and made, like the big turtle using Snug and the gummy bears, because I haven't wanted to. I'm a bit turtled out, to be honest. They used to be a bestseller, and now they're very hit or miss, but because they're hit or miss, I end up with like 4, and I don't feel like having 4 is enough, because at some point I've had 12 and sold 6 or 8. you know, does that make sense? They either fly or they don't, and when they're flying, 4 isn't enough. So I feel like I have to make more. I know what I'm trying. Tablets. I need to go take my tablets. I'm going to go. Going to go and actually like medicate myself, bring myself back down to a normal human level, hopefully, in theory. And I'm going to have some fun. So I think today I am going to remake the Seagull in Snug and see what kind of size he comes out at. Because like I say, my tension is tight, so he might still only come out like yay big, but he doesn't take very long, and he was fun to make. So I think I'm going to do that today. I've done my little ducks for this morning, or birds or whatever they are. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going. I hope you'll have a really good week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything going to plan. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.